All right, so we just went to a sneak preview, Casey Scaregrounds out in St. Charles. It is opening tomorrow night, but we got a quick look tonight. What'd you think, Laura?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it last year. I mean, it's unique. It's something different, something you don't see every day as far as a haunt. And it's 3D. The whole haunt is 3D. It's the visuals that it just got me. I mean, I could just wander around in there and everything looks so cool because of the 3D effects. And it's so well done, put together. The way, I mean, you see something that looks like it's sticking out of the wall, which it actually is, but it looks like as you're walking, it looks like it's coming at you as you're approaching it. And then a lot of it has, like, they have lights in the eyes and stuff. And there were some really cool rooms that I liked. Like I said, this is something that, you know, it wasn't something where they were screaming at you or anything. It was just, it was the perfect blend of everything because, like I said, the visual part, the actors that were in there were really good. I mean, they all stayed in character. You could see they love what they're doing. And like I said, it's just there's different things that you don't see. Like there's this room with, like, you're going through and there's rats. You know, of course they're 3D and the eyes are red and everything, and it's got the 3D effect, but you hear like the sounds like you're in a room with rats. I mean, which really was a different effect that I haven't seen before, which I thought that was very impressive. They had a clown that, you know, they had one clown like standing back, looked like he was in a mirror, but then as you walk through, another clown came out with a chainsaw in this, and, you know, of course everything's in 3D, and everything that the costumes, everything stands out with the 3D and the way it's put together. So I really loved it last year. I know I gave it 5, and once again I was very impressed. Like I said, I enjoyed the visuals of it. It's a haunt you could take your kids to because it's not like what you call scary. It's not gory. It's entertaining, and it's very, like I said, it's unique. It's different than what you see everywhere else. So I gave it a 5 last year. I'm giving it 5 chainsaws this year. 5.
Okay, Casey Scaregrounds, as Laura mentioned, it's not scary, even though the name might suggest that. It actually is more of a funhouse feel. It's got a very Disney-esque feel, and in large part, I'm sure that is due to the fact that the artist for the walls was a person who actually worked on the Haunted Mansion at Disney World. So he designed the paintings for the Haunted Mansion, and you can see that design element all the way through Casey Scaregrounds. So the sets are so good in there that you don't really need even any actors in there, just because it's fun to look at the sets. To give you an example, there's one room where there's a wolfman creature behind a cage, but on the wall there's a giant full moon painting and a tree, but the tree is almost transparent. It's a reddish tree and you can barely see it, and it looks like the moon is behind the tree, and then there's more of the wall that stands out. So there are multiple levels to these three-dimensional walls. Very artistically designed and excellent. So it's one of those things you just like to look around at. But a special mention must be given to the actors. They're young, a lot of them are younger actors, but they really seem to give their heart to everything. They're not over the top or in your face. For instance, there's some screaming in there, but it's very limited, and it's appropriate to the scene that you're in. Laura mentioned the clown scene, one of my favorite scenes. You walk in, and at the end of the hallway there's this, it looks like a funhouse mirror, and there's a clown standing in the middle of it, but he actually looks like a reflection in the mirror. Now you know he's real, but he's a great distraction for the other clown that's in there with a chainsaw, so watch out for that. Spoiler alert. I will mention that this is a fundraiser for the Steel Beam Theater. That's a theater group, and this is one of their major fundraisers for the years, and so everything, the money goes for a good cause. It's about, we took about 10 minutes during the sneak preview, but it's timed to really be between 15 and 20 minutes long, just so you know. And it's well worth a trip. Get there early, though, because the crowds are big, and you can bring the whole family. It has a very welcoming atmosphere. It's not too intense for younger kids. I think they'll like that 3D effect, and kudos to everybody there who worked at it. It's a really unusual haunt. It's not full of gore. It's something different, something you can definitely take the family to. So 5 out of 5 for me. Mike, what'd you think this year, Casey Scaregrounds?
I loved it last year. I love it this season. I liked that it is, what did I say? It's enjoyable without feeling tension, but that's not to say it doesn't have scares, because it certainly does. It's a perfect haunt that should be marked on your list of ones to visit. 5 once again.
Was there anything that stood out for you this year in particular?
I like that werewolf in there. And all the sets are excellent.
Because he came out at you, right?
Yeah.
All right, excellent.
Yes, I mean, we shouldn't say it's not scary at all, because if you if you if you bring kids, of course, I mean, because when we went through, we were there with a little boy that was going through with us, and he was kind of going through like this. So I mean, yes, he was scared. So he can't say it's not scary at
No,
all.
no.
I mean, for us, is because we're so used to all the different haunts. For me, it was entertaining. It was more of a visual thing, and the actors added to it. I mean, it was just a whole experience. But yeah, there are scares in it. I mean, there are creepy rooms. There is some creepiness in there too. So I mean, it's overall though, it's got everything. I mean, it's got a little bit of creepiness. It's got a little bit of jump at you scares. I mean, but overall, it's just completely everything about it is entertaining. So that's what makes it so great.
Well, let's refine that to say it's not gory or bloody.
It's not gory or bloody,
in your
so
face.
it's appropriate for kids. I mean, it's not...
It's appropriate for kids.
Right,
You don't
but
have...
it's not to say that they're not going to get scared, because
No,
they might.
There are scares. There are
yeah,
scares in there.
right.
But you're right about that. But it's not in your face. There aren't big hulking actors blocking your way or
Right.
trying to terrify you. It's not like that.
No, not like that.
Not like that
But
at all.
it's really well done.